Man, welcome back to another vid, man. Today's vid, we're gonna be reacting to Gen Z killed street culture with Logic. I ain't gonna hold you. Street culture is not it, bro. This gangster lifestyle is not it, bro. Let's get straight to this vid.
Gen Z has broken the street culture curse, and they need credit.
The fact that the streets are being labeled as lame,
I hate
It's been lame.
with a hood person, and they'd be like, "Cause you're not straight. You're not straight. You're not straight. You're not from the hood. You grew up with your parents." So
Gen Z has broken the street culture curse, and they need credit. When it's time to dogpile on people, we gonna do that. But when it's time to congratulate, we need to be just as loud. There are significantly less gang members in Gen Z, significantly less street dudes, and I'm proud of y'all for that. I really am, because we needed a generation to completely reject that entire way of thought, because doing the opposite has broken families and created generational traumas for everybody involved. Gen Z is the generation that across the board has decided it doesn't even make sense to sacrifice your life for people.
And yeah, I feel like it's also social media that's doing it too. Because if you go online, you see 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds riding Lamborghinis and shit. You seen everything that you couldn't see before social media, you feel me? Back then, growing up in the street, you just look up to the person that's making the most amount of money, who's bagging all the bitches and turning up, and that would usually be the street guys, you feel me? No one's looking up to the guy that's going to college, going to get his degree to be they always used to look up to the gangsters that make fast money. So nowadays, you see people being a YouTuber, you see streamers making mad money off streaming. You see people day trading, you feel me? You see everything. And I feel like nowadays people just like, man, that street shit is lame. You're not making no money. People, and also you see these rappers snitching on each other. You seen like this lifestyle is really not it, bro. You seen how these rapper lives and shit. It's not it, bro. Especially when you could go online and see some 19-year-old, 20-year-old doing this, and you're like, damn, I want to be where he's at. He's not no street guy. He don't claim to be a street guy, and he's well off in life. You feel me? So that street shit been dead to me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I knew that shit had no paper in it. It's just lame. Like,
Who tell you that your life is worth nothing. Young Thug told Gunna, if we go to jail and do life, we just do life. And then we try to figure out how to get out. What sense does that make? None.
Shit's not
That's
cool.
what sense it makes. That line of thought.
And there's still kids that's trying to be gangster and shit. And we could tell people literally be making fun of him. Like, who the fuck this guy think he is? Like, you're not street, you're not gangster. So street culture is literally dead now. I ain't gonna hold you. Unless you were born in it, you feel me? You was born in certain places, it's alright. But like, other than that, trying to proclaim something you're not and shit is just lame. Like, we could see through the bullshit, bro.
It's something that only
Nowadays,
kids
it's just
get in
locking
the
in,
mind of
getting to the
someone who's
bread, bro.
Exceptionally immature,
Focusing on
and
your health.
hooked, connected to their trauma. Money Mitch told you he loved the game, and then the game took his life. Gen Z doesn't want that, and I applaud y'all for it.
Man, I remember growing up, if you wasn't street or had some type of ties to like being hood
Yeah.
or being street, you was a lame. People
You
would
was a
really be
cornball.
like, bro, you ain't got no real struggle. People would really try to roast you because you rather not be in the streets. But I believe that Gen Z is growing up in a generation where there's so many other options of things that you
Yup.
can be, because they're able to see it all over the internet. There's so many different people other than putting yourself in a box of some type of street culture,
Yeah.
especially when we're able to see the street culture in real time
Yeah.
rather than just seeing the street culture in cool movies. We're able to see that these dudes do not actually follow their own rules. We're able to watch
Facts.
videos about prison and jail and realize that really ain't no cool place to be. While you over here rapping, talking about fresh out, free.
I ain't gonna hold you, the jailhouse stories. I'm gonna start reacting to them. I've been saying that, but I've been slacking. But them shits did a lot. Like, I never want to go over there. I never want to go to jail, bro. After listening to those stories and see how it actually gets down, bro, that shit is lame, bro. You got niggas taking niggas' booties and shit over there. Like, that's crazy, bro. Hell nah, bro. That shit is not cool. That whole lifestyle is not cool, bro. I
Such and
promise you.
such. Gen Z does not want to repeat that.
the fact that the streets are being labeled as lame, bro, what? If only we had that patch method back then. Streets was always deemed as cool,
Yeah.
being gangster, cool, being tough, cool, ruining people's days on a day-to-day basis, whether it's fighting or cursing people out or even bringing guns to school was considered cool. Now the fact that the great shift is happening, everything is changing, being that kind of African-American male makes you a lame.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. It's about damn time. I just can't wait for the music to finally start to catch up. The CIA has swept
going to.
over and over and over again, and it looks like we just might make a 3-1 comeback.
Nah, we ain't making that 3-1 comeback anytime soon, bro. Cause we still got some tomfoolery. We We still got bad shit going on. You feel me? This is a good win. You feel me? It's not bad. We doing good. We improving. But the type of shit that these kids are doing nowadays too is still lame. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Thank you, God. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to have a lot of faith in the next generation of black kids.
See, it's not only black kids that perpetuate the street culture, though. There's a lot of kids in other races as well that perpetuate street culture. But I understand what he was trying to say. One of the most important things that he just said was that it was cool to bring a gun to school. It was cool to be bad when we were younger. See, this is the thing. The way I see the street culture is like cops and robbers. It's like a game of cops and robbers that never stopped being played. When we were kids, everybody was kind of into something a little dumb, you know, because we really didn't know right from wrong. Yeah. So being a bad kid was no surprise because you're a kid that doesn't really know much. As you climb the ages and you never grow out of that cops and robbers game, you never grow out of this is my street and that's your street game, you find yourself playing the adult version of cops and robbers because you never actually matured to be able to introspect and say, what am I doing as an adult? I am repping this street. Okay, I rep this street, and then what? Like I said in my Red Pill video, then what? Like, what are you trying to be, the biggest street of the city? But you own nothing on the street. When you really break down the logic of a lot of the street culture and how they even got there, you will realize that these are a whole bunch of adults that never matured mentally and purely act off of emotion. But before we get into
like sometimes in the streets, you see a 30-year-old hanging around some teenagers, some high schoolers. I'm like, bro, that shit lame to me, bro. Like, go get some bread. Get the fuck out the way. Like, at least leave it for the young gens. You old as hell, still trying gangbang and shit. Like, that shit not cool, bro.
They grew up in a survival-based environment, so they don't want to make connections for real. They just want to see what they can get out of people. They're good at analyzing people. They're also good at human psychology, even though they don't study it. They pay attention to body language, mannerisms, just to see if you soft or you an easy lick. If they study all this, just to see if they can get over on you. All they want to do is see what they can get from you. Nobody is genuine in the streets. They all fake. Think about it. They had to struggle all day life. Their lifestyle is what can I get from others? What can I do to survive? Be careful around street people. They're not regular people. Their minds don't function the same. Street people are narcissists. You know the saying, hurt people hurt people? There is no honor among thieves. A street nigga will snake you without even thinking twice. The people you help often are the ones who hurt you because their loyalty was not to you, it was to their need. Once their problem is solved, they don't see you as a savior. They see you as a reminder of their weakest moment. Rather than acknowledging who lifted them up, they'd rather convince themselves that they climbed there on their own. Helping someone doesn't mean that they'll respect you. It means that they'll resent the fact that they needed you in the first place.
Bro, Gen Z is different, bro. The internet has really played good and bad, but the way these little brothers is breaking down the science of the streets and how street dude thinks is beyond me at their young ages. A part of what he just said, how people in the streets are constantly in survival mode and they'll say whatever they gotta say to get by. They're constantly sizing you up to see how they can finesse you. These are the skills you need to have in order to survive in the streets. You have to be able to adapt like a chameleon, so people don't really know your motives. That's why it confuses me when women aim for street dudes. If a dude is capable,
it's the aesthetic, bro. They just want a street guy to look cool and shit. That's it. I promise
to finesse everybody else for his own gain. What makes you think you're gonna walk into his life and he's just gonna say, I'm just not gonna do that with you? How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if that's in your character to finesse somebody for your gain, no matter what happens to that person, there's a high chance that it can happen to you. Where everybody in the streets do it, maybe not, but it's a very high chance that if I'm a motivational speaker in my real life, at some point in time in our relationship, you're gonna get a motivational speech. Or there's a very high chance that if I do finances as a profession, at some point I'm gonna sit you down at a table and I'm gonna advise you about your finances. If I do cable, there's a very high chance that at some point I'm going to be the one to fix our cable if the cable goes out. So if I'm used to committing crimes, lying to people, finessing people, my empathy level is extremely low because I need to just survive to see the next day. So I don't really care about nobody else. There's a very high level, if that's my job, that at some point you might feel that. So how you do one thing is how you do everything until you heal that part of you. So ladies, why are y'all walking into a street guy's life trying to make him honest?
I hate when you argue with.
I'm telling you, some of these ladies are street ladies too. You ain't know about that. Like, some of these ladies be worse than the guys, bro. They'll set you up.
And they be like, cause you're not straight. You're not straight. You're not straight. You're not from the hood. You grew up with your parents. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's wrong with that?
What is that supposed to mean? Like, nobody wants to be from the hood. You see these lights? You see these motherfuckers? Wait, so it's so many of them in here. I can't really point them out. But they was on my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be arguing with you because you see this brain. It went to a nice high school and college. So like
My
that
son
don't
be
got nothing to do. Like what does upbringing have to do with what we discussing in the moment? It doesn't.
no, that's facts, bro. So many people would
That's facts.
use their upbringing being the trenches or being so hard and tough
Trying to
as
flex
a
their
way to
struggle.
gain respect like today. And people that are of some type of sound mind as an adult, you probably understand how to really use a gun. I'm talking about my men, you know, for the most part. You probably understand how to use a gun. You probably know some type of martial arts. And you are probably much more emotionally regulated than somebody that grew up in the streets or the hood that never dealt with their past traumas. So you can handle a situation a lot better than somebody that was 13 years old being bad in class. Because nothing pisses me off more than when people try to talk about them being from the hood and then you find out that they were like 14 years old in the hood, 15 years old in the hood, 7 years old.
Yeah, that's the same shit that happened to me. I was so young and when I was in the hood, and I was only there for like 3 years, 4 years, then I got moved to a better place. But I don't claim that shit. I claim where I'm at right now because that's what made me mostly like. I don't claim to be a street guy. I don't move like a street guy. I claim to be a businessman. To be honest, shit, I rather you see me as a businessman than a gangster any day. I ain't gonna hold you. So that street shit lame. Like, and I'm from there, and I see people that act like it, and I'm like, shit lame, bro. Like when you're actually there, you seen fucking roaches in your crib. That shit is not nice. Like that shit's not a flex, bro. That shit lame.
In the hood. People will spend 3 years
Traumatizing.
in the hood from 4 to 7 years old at their grandmother's house and be repping that they're from the trenches.
It's exactly
and you
what
just
happened
have
to
to
me.
ask yourself, why? Why can't you just be you? Why is
Literally.
poverty a badge of honor? Why is making bad
Like, I mean,
decisions in the streets a
I'd rather
badge
claim
of
this.
honor? Why is seeing a jail cell one of the best things on your resume? And to my people that grew up in the streets and my people that have spent time in jail, most sound-minded people understand that that is not a place to be. That is not a place I want to be.
Yo, you should join my gang, bro. We're 30 grown men with no futures, bro. We don't ever go to school. We don't ever work 9 to 5, bro. We only have dirty money.
That sounds lame and childish.
Nah, bro. You're lame, bro. You're lame if you don't join us, bro. You're lame as fuck.
So do y'all have money?
Hell yeah, we're having motion, bro. Peep the chain.
How you
My
talking?
shit glistening.
Nah, like houses, like property, equity.
Oh, hell
like,
no, we don't
any
need that.
long-term assets.
Nah, bro.
We in the
My
streets.
shit blanging though.
It's-
My shit really blanging. My shit shining.
You realize if you all just got jobs and pulled the money, you'd have way more, right?
Nah, bro. Fucking occupation.
Yeah.
We don't do jobs, bro.
So you're unemployed.
What's a
Nah,
job?
bro, we work for ourselves. We're self-made, self-businessmen.
Isn't your homie doing 25 to life for your crime right now?
Yeah, bro. He's hella solid. He'll never snitch.
But didn't you fuck his girl?
Yeah, but I mean, he'll never know. Yeah, bro. We get hella bitches, bro. I have 4 kids that I've never seen, and
No
I'm
honor
still
amongst
pulling
thieves,
hoes,
bro.
bro. Look. Hey, Keisha, I'm broke as fuck. Come fuck me. Okay, you'll be my 5th baby mom. I'll stay this time. Okay, daddy, I'll be at your crib. Okay.
Yo, bro, didn't you have a large friend group before getting into this stuff?
Well, yeah, most of them are dead or in prison.
So is this just like your life? Like no legitimate money, no plans for the future, like at all?
What do you mean future, bro? We're trappers for life. Trapping out the bando. Selling drugs, stealing cars, scamming, bro. Get with the program.
Y'all realize y'all are joining something, y'all are joining a lifestyle where you can't even get too close to anybody. Because at any point, this man that you play the game with every day, he can be in a grave at any point because of the game y'all are playing. Life is about checks and balances. Is it worth looking over your shoulder for the police, for the ops, because you could possibly lose your life at any point, or your homies could possibly lose their life? You don't know which homie's gonna snake you because all of y'all are some shady people. You don't have any tangible assets for if you do die, you get to leave it behind. Y'all be having a pocket full of money, but no life insurance for your
Yeah.
families. All for
But it's not just black and white. You feel me? Certain places, like people are from, you sometimes have to join a gang, or they gonna be like, yo, you from over there? You coming to this school? We gonna jump you just for being from over there. You feel me? So I understand it's not just black and white, but I'm talking about these lame ass niggas who don't really need to be in the gang. You don't really need it, but you try and join it to be cool
For
and
what?
fit in. Like it's
to
just
say
lame.
you're part of the streets, to play the adult version of cops and robbers because you never grew out of playing the game. At some point, you
Like,
gotta
some
sit
people are
down and
forced into
ask
it. I understand that,
yourself,
but
just by yourself,
some niggas
what
just lame.
am I doing? I got to get out of this. Or I shouldn't get in this. I think some people get so caught into the people that actually survive the street life and they're able to tell their story. When you talk to somebody that survived the street life, I want you to ask them all of their stories. Okay? Ask them how many friends they lost. Ask them how many friends are in prison. You will realize that the chances of making it out of the streets is very low. And even when you do make it out of the streets, you walk out with nothing. Now you done finally put
And you're
down the adult
traumatized.
version of cop
And sometimes you might have PTSD. Sometimes you can't even trust people. It's
robbers and
it's
say, you know
fucked.
what, I want to live an honest life. But you have nothing to show for it. You try to get a job, you have nothing on your resume. You try to start a real business, you don't even understand business. You try to
And
go
you
back
got
to
face
school,
tats.
you realize, damn, I don't know nothing on these papers because I was just playing when I was a kid. The streets don't accept you. Because a lot of people will say, well, the streets were the only place I felt like I had a home. The streets do not love you. And in fact, instead of showing y'all my next video, I want to show you guys a poem of how the streets don't love you back.
Just saying, I've learned not to judge the people for how they grieve. Learn not to judge the hood for how it loves you back. Love from the hood. And honor only bestowed on those who showed the hood the most unwavering of loyalties. I'm talking street niggas. Most literally from cradle to grave. Most literally from corner to coroner. Most literally niggas who hug the block in their last moments gasping for air. Right before yellow tapes makes a spectacle of their bodies sprawled on cement. If the hood loves you, she'll make a monument of this location. They will bring teddy bears, well wishes, and heavy hearts. This is now sacred ground, to be renamed as memorial and landmark. This is no longer Jefferson Avenue, but where Twig got shot. For the next 6 nights, you'll see candles like this space holy. Until the wind blows, it's silent. Until the amber is blown in the direction of the summer's next casualty. If the hood loves you, she'll write it in tombstone text. A boy's face and childhood nickname will be written in script across a double XL white tee. Ain't it funny how quickly death becomes fashionable? A testament to how tragic memories don't fade. Even in a washing machine, you can expect your closest to kin to tattoo your name in the most visible of places. Your birthday in Roman numeral will kiss the left side of your little sister's collarbone long before a boy ever does in grief. We graffiti murals. That's how Biggie and Pac got faces in places that they never called home. I know boys who've bore the weight of pallbearer long before the rigors of college, but the most famous of us will have streets named in our honor. Martin Luther King Drive and Malcolm X Boulevard both debunk the myth of respectability and proves that no matter the politics, all black boys are doomed to die by bullets. But how can you complain when the hood loves you? And we gonna keep loving you long after the gravel has swallowed your portion of the 40. Long after they've packed that car with vengeance, long after another boy's life is taken in retaliation of yours, continuing the cycle of trauma and street violence. Yes, y'all, the hood will love you enough to murder for you, but never enough to snitch. Yes, y'all, I know who did it. I was there when they bucked the 4/5. Yes, y'all, I watched the news. I listened as they emptied the clip, and yes, y'all, I'll do it again. Yes, y'all, I'll do it again. Damn motherfucking right, I will do it again, because I miss my brother so much. But that don't mean that I agree with what they did. That just means I've learned not to judge a people for how they grieve. Learn not to judge the hood for how it loves you back.
Got chills. That boy was
Amazing,
speaking,
man.
Preach.
That guy's name is Stephen Willis. How the hood loves you back.
Little by little, city by city,
That's real.
kids are seeing how stupid this street shit is. Kids are seeing how pointless glorifying this bullshit is, because the niggas who promote it don't even follow the fucking rules that they try to apply on others. It's a destructive, degenerate mindset. You have grown men damn near or well into their 30s. Some of them are approaching their 40s, still trying to fucking play street
That's
politics.
the OGs.
Nigga, go raise your kids. And if you a grown-ass man, the only reason why you should be willing to go to jail is behind protecting your wife or kids.
Yeah.
If you are willing
Facts.
to sit in a
That's
jail, a
gangsta.
prison, a penitentiary for years, decades on end, protecting another man for a gang code, away from women, away from your kids, you might got some sugar in your tank. You might be on the DL, nigga.
Yo, nah, for real though, like, how
Shit.
do you risk your whole life for another man? Just for that man to be free and be trying to sleep with your girl. Or you possibly come
'Cause
out
they
of
got
jail
more
and
money.
nobody even remembers you. Or you realize that by the time you get out of jail and you think you're gonna get some type of respect because you served all that time, all of those people are either extremely old and they done got their life together, or they're dead or in another jail. Like, I don't even want to sign up to play that game, that adult version of Cops and Robbers. There's so much more to life. But I think y'all get the point. Shout out to Gen Z for killing the street code with logic. So
Yeah.
now I want to hear what y'all got to say. So like I say in all of my videos, if you want to make a little bit
Yeah, most of these gangsters need to go out their town, go on a vacation, go see something other than just a block, bro. Like, cause there's way more to life, man. That's just not cool. And yeah, man, like, stay out the way, bro. Stack your chatters. Focus on yourself, man. Stack it up. That's all you can really do, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch you on the next video, man. I love y'all, man. Stay safe out there.